Welcome back to EtherLink AI Insights, the podcast where we explore the intersection of artificial intelligence, human leadership, and transformational thinking. I'm Alex, and today we're diving into something really unique, the AI Vision Quest happening in Finnish Lapland. Sam, when I first read about this retreat, I have to admit, my initial reaction was, they're taking executives to the Arctic to learn about AI agents? But there's actually something brilliant happening here.
Right? It sounds like a vacation branding gimmick at first glance, but the neuroscience is actually solid. There's this fascinating disconnect in the market right now. McKinsey data shows that 55% of organizations have adopted AI, but only 23% are seeing real value from it. So the gap isn't technical capability, it's strategic and psychological, and that's what EtherLink is targeting with this immersive format in Lapland.
Okay, so you're saying the problem isn't that executives don't understand how to implement AI. It's that they don't actually understand how it changes their thinking and their decision-making process.
Exactly. You can read white papers about AI agents and prompt engineering all day, but until you're actually building one, wrestling with how to construct the instructions, seeing how a well-engineered prompt produces insights you wouldn't have found manually, that embodied knowledge doesn't stick. It's the difference between reading about swimming and jumping in the pool.
And they chose Lapland specifically for this. There's got to be more to that choice than just, it's pretty. What's the actual cognitive science behind setting this in the Finnish Arctic?
There's solid research here. A study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that just 90 minutes in nature measurably reduces activity in the part of your brain associated with rumination and anxiety, while simultaneously boosting creative problem-solving by 42%. For C-suite executives, that's not a spa day. That's operational necessity. They're literally trapped in rumination cycles by quarterly reviews and metrics.
So the Lapland setting is almost a cognitive reset button, and then they layer the AI training on top of that restorative state. I'm curious about the physical setup. Where exactly are they running this?
They're hosted at the Taiga School Eco Hotel in the Kusamo region of Finnish Lapland, with access to 4 national parks and this pristine lake called Kitka Yarvi. The location itself is designed around what cognitive scientists call attention restoration theory. You get away from stimulus overload, your prefrontal cortex can actually relax, and then you're primed for deep learning and creative breakthroughs.
That's a 7-day program, right? Walk us through what actually happens from day one. Because I'm imagining these are senior executives. They've probably never built an AI agent in their lives.
Days 1 and 2 are about foundations and something really smart, personal AI mentorship. Each participant gets assigned a domain expert based on their specific challenges. These aren't generic coaches. The mentors from EtherLink's divisions, whether it's EtherBot for customer experience, EtherMind for strategy, or EtherDev for custom systems, they dig into each executive's actual business problems. What are their competitive pressures? How ready is their organization for automation?
So by day 2, what's the first major insight that hits people?
That's the breakthrough moment. Executives realize their AI problem isn't actually an AI problem. It's a leadership and vision problem. The technology is almost secondary. What they're really grappling with is how to position their organization, their teams, their decision-making processes for a world where AI agents are making recommendations in real time.
Okay, so days 3 and 4. That's where things get hands-on. They're actually building AI agents, not just talking about them. That's a huge departure from typical executive education, isn't it?
Completely different model. Instead of case studies and lectures, participants are actually constructing a working AI agent designed to solve their organization's highest impact use case. They're using EtherLink's proprietary frameworks, so it's not building from scratch in isolation, but they're doing real development work. And simultaneously, they're building what the program calls a golden prompt stack.
That's an interesting term. What exactly is a golden prompt stack? Because I think a lot of people still think of prompts as just the questions you type into ChatGPT.
A golden prompt stack is a strategic library, A curated set of prompts engineered specifically for high-level decision-making. So we're talking prompts for market analysis, competitive intelligence, internal communication frameworks, scenario planning. These are prompts that have been tested and refined for the specific needs of that executive and their organization. And here's where the data gets compelling. Forrester found that organizations with structured prompt governance see 3.2 times faster AI adoption and 47% higher employee confidence in AI-generated outputs.
So when they leave Lapland and fly back to Rotterdam or Berlin or Paris, they don't just have new knowledge, they literally have deployable assets they can use immediately.
Right. And that's the operational design of the whole thing. Most executive retreats, you get back to the office, the real world crushes you, and nothing changes. This one is deliberately architected so that when you return, you have a personal AI mentor who's still embedded in your transformation journey. You have a working prototype of your AI agent, and you have a battle-tested library of prompts you're already confident in.
I'm assuming there's also compliance architecture built into this, right? The EU is getting serious about AI regulation with the AI Act, and these are European executives operating under that framework.
Exactly. The entire program is structured around EU AI Act compliance from day one. So executives aren't learning AI implementation and then later having to retrofit compliance thinking. They're building AI systems that are compliant by design. That's actually a huge competitive advantage because most organizations are going to struggle with that integration.
One thing I notice is it's limited to 8 participants maximum. That's a small group for an executive retreat. Why that constraint?
That's intentional. You need small cohorts for this depth of personalized mentorship and hands-on development work. With 8 people, the mentors can actually stay deeply embedded in each person's specific challenges. You can't do that with 50 or 100 people. Quality of transformation drops dramatically with scale.
So this isn't about filling conference rooms with certification seekers. This is about actually moving the needle for a select group of serious executives who are ready for transformation.
That's the entire thesis. The bigger picture here is that 2026 is shaping up to be a decisive year for AI leadership in Europe. Organizations that have already developed embodied understanding of AI agents, that have leaders who've actually built with these systems, who understand prompt engineering not as a parlor trick, but as a strategic discipline. Those organizations are going to pull ahead. This retreat is designed to accelerate that process.
And there's something I think is worth highlighting, the midnight sun factor. Because in Finnish Lapland during certain months, the sun doesn't set. How does that play into the learning experience?
It's genuinely disorienting in the best way. Your circadian rhythms dissolve. Time becomes fluid. Cognitively, that creates a unique state where you're not bound by the normal constraints of the workday. Your brain is more open to novel connections and breakthrough thinking. Combined with the nature-based attention restoration, you get this sweet spot where executives are actually neurologically primed for transformation.
So it's not just beautiful, it's neurologically engineered to maximize learning and insight. That makes a lot of sense. Who should actually be applying for something like this? What's the ideal profile?
C-suite executives and senior leaders who know their organizations need to move faster on AI, but they've hit a wall, either because the technical teams and leadership aren't aligned, or because they don't have the embodied understanding to make strategic decisions about AI implementation. If you're running an organization with 500 to 10,000 people and you can feel the urgency of AI transformation, but you're not seeing traction, this is designed for you.
And the mentor-led approach means it's not about one-size-fits-all learning. Each person is getting customized guidance based on their actual business context.
Exactly. Whether you're a manufacturing exec trying to understand autonomous quality control systems, a financial services leader grappling with AI-driven risk assessment, or a healthcare administrator dealing with AI and diagnostics, the frameworks are the same, but the application is completely customized. That relevance is what makes the learning stick.
I think the core insight here is that AI leadership isn't primarily a technical problem anymore. It's a psychological and strategic one. And sometimes you need to get away from the normal environment to actually develop that clarity.
Right. And that's why the Lapland setting isn't a luxury, it's the mechanism. You literally can't have this quality of cognitive restoration and breakthrough thinking in a hotel ballroom in Frankfurt. The environment is doing part of the transformation work.
For anyone listening who thinks this might be the kind of immersive learning experience their organization needs, the full article on the AI Vision Quest Finland retreat is available on etherlink.ai. You can find all the details about the program structure, dates, and how to apply. Sam, any final thoughts?
Just that we're at an inflection point where executive capability determines organizational outcomes in AI more than raw technology does. This retreat is explicitly designed for that inflection moment. If you're a leader feeling that urgency, it's worth serious consideration.
Thanks, Sam. And thanks to all our listeners for joining us on EtherLink AI Insights. If you enjoyed this episode, you know where to find us. etherlink.ai. We'll catch you next time.